Hi, Reverend Mark in the park today, without the collar. After my last video, my friend Corvo, love him like a brother. He is like a brother. No, I don't get irritated with your questions. He asked about a whole bunch of different things, and he went into the ideas of Native American spirituality and shamanism. That's something to really explore and look at, but usually look at it from a broader perspective of spiritualism and shamanism. Uh, so that way I don't take anything or say anything that I might be taken for granted in the Native American culture and religion and faith. That's theirs. I respect it. So I try not to talk too much on it. I'll leave that for an authority on Native American religious traditions. Now, Corvo, when it comes to the ideas and aspects of some of the things that I feel is confusing to other people as well as you, is the idea of spiritualism against the set of religion. What I'm trying to do here again is to take people's spirituality and grow it so that way they take and put that forth in their religion. When you look at the aspects of some of the things you're talking about, there are atheists. There are atheists that have morals and ethics and go forth and do great and honorable things because they're spiritual. Spiritual is not the same as having a religion and religious faith and going on. Morals and ethics is not strictly the domain of religion. A lot of people can't grasp that. There's a societal aspect when it comes to the ideas of morals and ethics. You don't need to be spoon fed something from a religion to give you morals and ethics. It's a part of society. We live in a society that breathes moral and ethics even if they don't follow them. So, in the social aspect, yes, it is possible to be spiritual without a religious faith and going into a religious faith. There's nothing wrong with atheism. And most of the time, you talk to atheists, and it's just not that they don't believe in God, they don't believe in the political structures of the theological empires that are out there represented in religion. Some of the most spiritual and religious in-depth thoughts I've had with people that are claimed to be atheists. You scratch the surface, most of them are actually deism, where it's the concept of the humanization of God. This great, wonderful, big, and powerful thing, humanized by certain individuals to make them more comfortable, the aspect of a power greater than them. I fall into that category myself with the deism. I've often called myself an atheist who believes in God. I just don't believe in a lot of the personifications and human. Wow, I'm really messing up on that there today. When you try to humanize something that's greater than you, a power that's supposed to be indescribable, can that power then really be indescribable if you're humanizing it? God is a greater concept. I'm not diminishing those people that look at God as the Father, as a power, a definite link to humanization. That's fine. That's you. If that's what helps you in your belief, embrace it. Be strong with it. But realize there's other people that are going to have issues with the way you humanize the ultimate power. These people often go and become atheists. They're not wrong. They're not immoral creatures. They have morals. They have ethics. And that's part of the problem when you start talking to an atheist. You go into there and you say, look, here's something that doesn't exist, but I want you to prove it doesn't exist. Now, to you, it's something that exists, so the concept that they don't believe it exists is alien to you. But when you start off the conversation, I know you don't believe it exists, but pretend it does a minute to prove it doesn't exist. The atheist will look at you every time and like, nope. And you'll think you won, but you've entered into the conversation incorrectly. When you enter into a conversation with an atheist and you really want to discuss spiritual aspects first, find out what concept of humanization they have a problem and issue with. Don't automatically assume that they dismiss the eternal existence of a higher power. That's normally not the case. They just don't agree with you on your humanization of it. Even in comparative theology, when you speak with an atheist, there's an easy way to find common ground, and that's spirituality. Let's deal with the spirituality first and then take it to our different concepts of God as we go on. So now as we're going into spirituality and shamanism. I had to go through all that because now remember, there's an aspect of humanization that goes on a lot in religion. You take a step back and you go to spirituality and shamanism, you're opening a broader door. You're no longer concerned with the ultimate entity and the link to the ultimate entity. You're dealing with a physical presence in this world and a spiritual presence in this world. They all overlap and combine. You're no longer centered the universe on this entity that we agree upon to have these attributes way out over there. We are all encompassed in the sphere, the earth. Everything from us, the spirits, gods, demons, devils, whatever your shamanistic principle goes to in these beliefs, is centered on the earth. Well, Reverend Mark, that doesn't really link up with Christianity. I don't know if I can go there. Remember that the first commandments to Adam when he was here was he was here to tend the garden and name the animals. God never told us to stop tending the garden. He never did. Yes, there was an issue with an apple, some fruit, and we got out of Eden. Sure. But never, never anywhere were we told not to tend the earth. So if you go with that principle and you go into the idea of shamanism and you link everything in the existence to where we stand, we need something to stand on, no matter what your faith. Yes, there's the glories and powers of the afterlife and whatever heavenly realm goes with your religion and faith. But that doesn't mean you disrespect and do a disservice to the planet we're on now. Every religion has something in it about being caretakers of the earth. And in some cases, that gets dismissed as we all take and focus our attention to the center of the universe on an entity over here. That's fine and good. If you want to give power to this entity over here, bless you, bless your heart. I've often said if somebody wants to worship a purple spotted Twinkie, and they say that purple spotted Twinkie talks to them, and that's their God, spiritually, that's their thing. As long as that purple spotted Twinkie is telling them up to go out and do good things, moralistic things, principles and things, I'm not going to argue over the purple spotted Twinkie. I want to see the spirituality of that people. I want to see that they're going out and doing the good things and developing their spirituality. Shamanism is a lot like that because they recognize that the sphere we're in encompasses the dimensions, the aspects, it's the interaction of God, spirits, and people. And as we go through this, there's a greater link to existence than this other primal aspect of worshiping an entity that's out over there. That somehow it's aloof and just separated from the kinship. We are made in God's image, but yet then we separate God out from the earth and the aspect of our spiritual lives as an entity over there. If God is everything and everywhere, it is everything. We can find the spiritual link to shamanism in that respect. That rock over there, that rock has a spirit. We start thinking along the lines of paganism and shamanism. You're worshiping a rock. Oh, they're giving honor to the spirit in the rock. We could easily just to say God is in that rock. God is the spirit of the rock. God is the creation of that rock. Again, we're not worshiping the rock. We're worshiping the spirituality of the existence of the universe. And people get that mistaken all the time. You worship a tree. You worship a rock. You worship a demon. No, I think if we all agree upon the spiritual aspects that exist in this world that overlap, and give credit to your creator, this planet was created for us to stand on, to worship whatever greater power you have. Respect what you're standing on. Respect what your greater power put you here on. And I'm not talking this big whole ecological essence of things. It's just, can you at least respect what you're standing on? Don't dismiss it and just make it you and God. Make it you, the creation of God around you, and then that spirit and essence of God. That's something I think we can learn spiritually from shamanism. They don't separate these things out. It's all one unit. If God created, God exists everywhere, then He is everything. And there's a spirit in a tree, there's a spirit in a rock, there's a spirit over here. The grass blade has a path, a course, and soul to it. That blade of grass has an existence, and there's a reason for its existence. Do we know it? Lord be praised. No, that is beyond us. That maybe that's between God and that blade of grass. But honor the sense that everything around us exists. Don't dismiss it as secondhand. Hey God, you and me. Oh yeah, and I got the planet here to stand on. No, but I think a lot of places where people really do make the mistake is separating out creation and trying to make it a kind of a mono thing. I got my God, I got Jesus, I got Krishna, I got. We're all here. We're all existing in this place. Give honor to the spirit of the place. We're not asking you to worship a rock, but identify that it is part of creation. If God made a rock and it's over there, then there's probably a reason for that rock. It's not a complicated thing, but people like to take it into the idea of animisms and stuff like that. It's just no. Give honor to the world around you. I think that's the point of shamanistic traditions and cultures. Give honor to what's around you. Embrace what is around you. Don't dismiss it in a secondary aspect to your creator. This is where you exist and interact with your creator now. Your spiritual self later on, after death, is something later. Deal with this here and now. Oh, I can use up all this stuff because it's here. What do I care? God put it here for me to use, not use up. But no, I respect shamanism and spiritualness in the sense of that because I think they do have a greater grasp of the situation of everything around us being linked in that universal imprint that goes along with universal spiritualism. I think having a great respect for what we stand on in our link to whatever your source is can revitalize the energy in your spirituality. We're here. This is our existence right now. This is where God exists with us. He doesn't have to be a spiritual father all the way in heaven. He can be here with us in the present. The shamanistic approach is that they're not all separated and way out there. They interact with us. Where do they interact? Here. So, Corvo, I probably went like 4 or 5 degrees past what you wanted to do. But again, in spirituality, let's look for the fingerprint in commonality, not to dismiss other faiths and build our own and give us a sense of we're right, they're wrong. But look for that commonality, that fingerprint of God, your creator, however you spiritually see it. If you don't believe in a creator or a spirit, how the universe is connected to us and how we respond to each other. This is a big, glorious world, and there's so much out there to be thankful for. I am thankful for what I stand on today, and I hope you all are too. Well, like I said, drop a comment, and you'll probably get your own little video segment like this as I go on for a minute. This is Reverend Mark in the Park, without a caller. All blessings to you and yours, everyone. Reverend Mark out.